Hey guys, welcome back to Talking with Diana. Thank you for clicking on my video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to be monetized down here, so please continue to support my channel. So today I really want to talk about this story that I saw on the Wendy Williams show. Shout out to Wendy Williams on Hot Topic sometime last week. Now, this story, I was very much disturbed by it, and it really resonated with me because I can relate to the situation. So this story is about this Uber driver and his passenger. So for those of you who are not aware of the story, let me just catch you up to speed. So knowing the climate that we are in, dealing with this COVID-19, now, I know that many people are relaxed about it, but some people are still very much taking all precautions to remain COVID-free. So the Uber driver had asked his passengers to please wear a mask. He too also had on his mask. Now, it was 3 passengers. One of them, if memory serves me correctly, had on her mask. And there was this other girl who she refused to put on her mask. So as a result of that, he then would have instructed her to leave his car. He told her to please get out of his vehicle if she refused to put on her mask. So rather than leaving the vehicle, she decided to basically assault the guy. So she slapped his phone out of his hand. She also grabbed his mask off his face, and she proceeded to cough on this man as well. Now, we all know since last year when we've been hearing about coronavirus, now one of the things that we cannot do is go around coughing, because if you start coughing around here, especially in public, people looking at you like. This story for me was very much disturbing, and I started to think about the lack of respect that many of us have for people in the service industry. The taxi drivers, the Uber drivers, the bus drivers, people who work in the restaurants, in fast food restaurants, 5-star restaurants, anywhere where you are providing customer service. I find that this type of behavior is extremely common. When I was completing my undergrad, so I'm going to be a little bit transparent here, I worked at a fast food restaurant for a few years. And during that time, a lot of the customers were extremely disrespectful to myself and to my colleagues. I remember my first week of working at this particular fast food restaurant back in the Bahamas. A customer threw a 32-ounce drink on one of my colleagues. And I can't remember why he did it, but I think he was asking for something, and my colleague was saying that she would not be able to do it. And he got upset, and he slapped her with the drink. For me personally, I was never physically attacked by anyone, but I suffered a lot of verbal abuse from many customers. And I remember at one point, there was a customer who, because I was leaving work and I was heading to class, and the college which is now the university that I attended at the time, was basically right across the street from the fast food restaurant. So I was heading to class, and he would have noticed my books in my hand, because while I was walking, I was trying to read some notes. So I was trying to multitask. And he approached me and he said, "Oh, I had no idea that you know, he said, are you a student at so and so? So I would have said yes. He's like, oh, I had no idea that you were pursuing a degree. Now this is a customer who was actually very disrespectful to me in the past, but I realized that after that interaction with him, from then on, his attitude towards me was different. And I started to think, if we are in the service industry, respect should be automatic and it should be both ways. Not because I am in the service industry, anyone should feel like it is okay to be disrespectful to anyone. Because I also realized while I was working at this fast food restaurant, many people will call us, dumb and stupid. So it's almost like there's this misconception that if you are in the service industry, that you are unintelligent, you are dumb, you did not complete, you are academically inclined, and what have you, right? Like this is the only job that you can possibly have. And whether or not this is a job that I chose to do, whatever my circumstances, whatever anyone's circumstances is, like we do not know each other. But one thing is, there's a service that is being provided. And as a result of the service that is being provided, a payment is being received. So we see here that there's a transaction. We should have respect for each other regardless of what uniform that I am wearing, regardless of what a person is doing for a living. And when I saw what this young lady in particularly did to this Uber driver, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so disgusting. That is so disrespectful on so many levels. And also, just invading people's personal space. When you enter these people's vehicle, they are the driver, you are the passenger. There is a boundary that is set. And if a person asks you or have a request of you, please put on your mask, knowing the climate that we are in. If you refuse to put on your mask, and then the driver would then say, please exit my vehicle. If you refuse to put on your mask, then exit the person's vehicle. If someone is saying to you, have a request of you, and you feel as though you cannot comply, then just leave that person alone. Move on. But instead, this young lady decided to attack this young man. And I know that if this young man in return had put his hand on this young lady, the results possibly could have been different. The world probably would have been looking at this young man like, this man, not even a young man, this adult man, like, oh, you are an abuser, you should not have done that. But what this young lady did by slapping his phone and slapping the mask off his face and pepper spraying his car and coughing on him, she invaded that man's personal space. She was extremely rude. She belittled that man. She saw that man. She really and truly dehumanized this gentleman. And that's what I find sometimes in working in the service industry. There are many people who feel as though it is okay to dehumanize people. We need to remember to have respect for one another and treat everyone as we wish to be treated. We need to remember to be kind and to be humble. And just remember to simply respect people's space. Respect people's space. Boundaries are set for a reason, and it should not be crossed at all. So let me know how y'all feel about today's video and the story that I shared with you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will hit you guys up another time.